Hey everyone, I want to talk to you today about Colin and his history and self-directive program that he's currently on. When Colin was first diagnosed with his autism, we enrolled him into the hearing and speech agency because we thought he was having problems with hearing. They actually had autistic kids in their program. Uh, we were there a few years in the beginning. It went well for the most part. There were some hiccups along the way, but I don't want to get into those. We transitioned to Kennedy Krieger School. Uh, he was there until he was 21. Rob did have some problems while he was there. They were good for the most part. I mean, he was really good with them. But when he got older, he became more aggressive, and he decided to destroy the school the one day. And the police were called, and we had to take him to Johns Hopkins to be evaluated, and that took a little while. But he came back to the school, so it was no big deal. It was just a hiccup in his learning and understanding. When he turned 21, that's when we got into the out of the Kennedy Krieger systems, and we went into the more adult services that are out there for him. The adult services didn't go very well for him. He was in, I believe, three programs. They were like day programs. Basically what we learned is they really didn't do anything with him. They just had him walk around or just do like a whole lot of nothing most of the day, and we're pretty sure he was getting bored, and him being grumpy and mean and destroying things was his way of, I guess, getting attention. I'm not really sure. He wanted mom and dad. The last one he was with, if you notice, I'm not really giving any names to these programs. They're still around, and I don't want them to, just because we didn't have a good experience doesn't mean other people aren't, so I don't want to give the names to those places. So he was, at the time we thought, thrown out of the program because we were told he was thrown out of the program because he evidently took one of the workers and put him through a window. Everybody was okay, but when we talked to the person that ran the program, they said, oh, he's out. We're like, okay. So we had to tell Colin that he was out. And once something's done, it's done. There is no going back, no matter how much we want or try to make that happen. So after a week, they said, okay, let's start transitioning him back into the program. My wife and I were like, we were told he was not welcomed anymore. Oh, no. He's welcomed. No, we'll make arrangements and stuff. Like, well, we already told him he's not coming back, and there's no way he's going back. And they were not really happy with that. Come to find out, he was one of their, I guess, highest paid people that they watched, and they just lost out on a six-figure person. They were making a lot of money. We had things in place that they didn't have in place at all. Even after a year and a half, they still didn't have things that they were supposed to for him. And we just decided it would probably be best that he didn't go back there. Rob didn't want to go back. They wanted him back, but he wasn't going back. So the three of us actually went on a cruise about a week after all this. My wife and I talked about it. What we were going to do is she was going to quit her job and stay home with him because we needed somebody to stay home with him, and I would support us. Unfortunately, although I get paid pretty well, my insurance was like almost $400 every paycheck, so $800 a month. It was pretty costly, and we really couldn't swing it. We didn't have the self-directive program in place yet, so we weren't getting any additional money into the house to help with anything. So it was over a year. The incident happened in January of 20, and we didn't get funding until the end of March, April of 21. Come to find out, because of the pandemic, their program was semi-shut down anyway, and he would have been home. We would have never gotten him back anyway to the last program. So for over a year, we struggled to get by with our savings and a small inheritance that I got from my mother to get to I guess survive. So when the funding finally came approved in March of 21, my wife and I were super happy. It meant money coming back in and we can actually live and like do things. I mean, it was still a pandemic, so we couldn't do too much, but we could survive a lot better. At that point, we decided, since my insurance was so expensive and my wife could find a much better job with a much bigger company, that she would actually go back to work and I would stay home with Colin, Robbie. So for the last year, we have been working at home. We have a routine, we have goals, we do things around the house, all the minor, just daily living stuff, laundry, dishes, trash, clean up the house a bit. But for the most part, we go out every day, but one day a week, and we go grocery shopping, or we'll go to bowling on Wednesdays. We will go to the zoo. We have a zoo membership, and that's a lot of fun. So now that the funding is in place, we have been doing okay. We've been getting by. We have my daughter. She's also works with him as well. When I'm not here, she's here, and we try to keep Colin busy with stuff. We work together, I guess, as a team, and we try to give what's best to Colin in his life. The process is actually a good process to get self-directive in place. We're actually going through it right now for the next year. We have a nurse in place. She comes in and checks on him, make sure everything's good, his meds are good, make sure he's getting to his appointments and such. Our caseworker, which we've had problems with in the past. We had so many caseworkers. We would no sooner get one going working for us, and we would lose them. And we get another one, and we lose that one. People would keep just leaving. But luckily, for the last, I guess, couple years now, we've had the same person, Tiara, and she's been dynamite. She's been there. She's helped us. She knows the job, and that helps us all out quite a bit. I have made sure that things have gone smoothly. Some days are really bad. Other days have been dynamite. Since I've adjusted his meds, which I talked about last video, he's still doing pretty good. It's been, I guess, coming up on a month now, and we haven't had nowhere near the problems as we had before. We might have him being upset, but it's nothing that we can't fix. Since we have his meds now adjusted properly, I still think there's more tweaking to be done. We were actually considering putting him in a long-term program where he would stay, and we all don't think it'd be the best for him, but that was more for our safety since he was being so angry. But now that things are smoothed out, we are going to continue with him staying here at the house. We're going to take care of him like we have been. We're going to continue on with the programs that we're doing. We still have our person comes out on Monday nights and draws pictures with him, for lack of a better thing to say. And we'll keep doing the self-directive. If that's a possibility and you think you can handle it, I recommend it. It's great for your child or your adult that you're taking care of, to have a family member or somebody that they know really, really well take care of them. I did get put in the funding for this year to have a PRN person, somebody that can come in and help every now and then with some little bit of respite care, so my wife and I can go out on a date or go to a movies or a concert or something. Finding people to help PRN is rather difficult. That's mostly why I'm doing this, because we have had people in the past, and although they start out well, the enthusiasm ends quickly, and then we get ghosted, and we're stuck right back to where we were. We've had a few people, and it's very hard to get people to do stuff PRN. The one young fellow we had, he was really good. In fact, he spent a lot of time with Camden, and I kind of allowed it because Camden at times thinks, you know, his big brother doesn't love him, and that he's mean, and that I'm not as young as I was. And Camden had a good time with him. But now he's older, and he has his friends, and he spends a lot of time with his friends, either on the computer or they'll have sleepovers. And things have, I think, smoothed out with him at least. We also want the PRN person too, because my daughter, who does help us out quite a bit, we do realize that she has a life, and we're not her entire life. We're just looking for somebody to help out. And that's pretty much our program in a nutshell. I'm sure there's more details that I'm leaving out. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, feel free to leave them here. I'll get back to you. And as always, thanks for watching.